Hey there folks, it's Tyson coming to you with another tutorial video, and I'm very excited about this one. This is to show you the ropes for our new learning platform. It's called TalentLMS. We've got some basic functions and some more advanced ones, so we're going to start slow and then I'll move on to the fancier stuff at the end. Now the first thing you need to know is the website that you're going to check out to find all of this. It's MMF hsp.talentlms.com. So that's what you can type into your web browser. Or when you get that email with your username and your password, there's a link in there that you can click on to take you to this website, and then you can log right in. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff on this page, and when you first log in, you may see it like this with these blue category bars, or it might look like this with the grid view, where you're going to see each of these different images here and all of these different courses. So personally, I like to see it in the list view. So I'm going to use this button here, kind of in the middle top of my screen. I'm going to click this list view, and that's going to give me a nice organized way of looking at it. Now, I'm going to just collapse each of these categories by clicking on this little down arrow right there. That'll give us a nice place to start, and we can see exactly what we've got in here. Of course, you don't need to do that. That's just a way that I like to view things. So we've got all these different categories. You'll see we have art, early years, Métis culture, middle years, music, parent resources and tutorials, phys ed and reading resources. And some of these are main categories, like art, for example. And we also have music, and there aren't any subcategories in there. But what you will also see is that in the early years, if we click here, we have it organized further into the different subject areas. So we have English language arts, French, math, science, and social studies. And middle years is organized in the same way. So you see that each section has a different amount of resources or activities in there. We're going to be adding to this, and it will grow as we have more time with it and really get things rocking here. So I wanted to tell you about these courses. The first thing that we see is that in black text, we've got literacy activities, and then beside it, there's a little number in brackets. So that black text is what's called a course, and beside it is the course code. Each course has a different number of activities or files in it. Some have only one, some have more than one, and we'll see that as we go. And this course code beside it just indicates the subject. Of course, ELA is English Language Arts, and the number is to indicate the grade levels that we felt it was appropriate for. So this one, for example, is English Language Arts, grades 1 to 2. Now, of course, that is just a guideline, and different students are at different stages in each subject that they're working in. So you don't need to limit yourself. You know, if you have a grade 3 student, you don't want to say, oh, no way, this is only 1 to 2. This might still be some great stuff for your grade 3 student, and I encourage you to be flexible and really explore to what's going to be best for the kids that you're working with. So we have ELA grades 1 to 2, ELA 1 to 3. Now you see here we have ELA 1 to 4A. The only reason we have those letters is just because we've got more than one activity that we thought was appropriate for that age or grade range. So we've got ELA 1 to 4, ELA 1 to 4A, ELA 1 to 4D. That final letter there, not a big deal. That's just because we've got multiple things for that grade 1 to 4 range. And again, that's just a guideline. So let's take a look at one of these courses and see how we actually use it. Let's click on the daily journal page. Now, when we have a look at this, it goes straight to the content or straight to the documents that we have uploaded here for you. And this is the daily journal page. You can draw a picture, and there's a little space to write. Now, what we see is at the top of the page in the top right, there's this little drop-down menu. Now, I mentioned some courses have only one thing, some have more than one. And this is where you're going to see that. So here we have one page or one activity, And if you decide that this is going to be a good resource for your students, you go up to this Files section, and then you can click right on there. It's going to download it. You see right in this bar. And then I can also click and show in folder, and I can see exactly where that stuff is going to be, and I can use it right away. Now, different files will sometimes download differently, and you might see it in the bottom here. It might open another tab for you here. That's going to depend on your browser and how you have things set up. But let's check out a course that has more in it. So I can either click here to go back to that list of courses, or I can also go in the More section and, of course, click Back to Courses. Let's check it out. Okay, so we're back here on our main page with all the courses. And this time, let's check out math. I'm looking in here and I see math activities for 1 to 8. Wow, so that's a big range. Let's see what we've got. Now, as I mentioned, this is going to take me directly to the first thing that we've put in there. This is Lonk's Logic, a bit of a code-breaking game. And let's see what else is in here. Now, in the top right of the screen there, we've got a whole bunch of different activities or things to choose from. So let's see this 100-word challenge. This is a great way for you to browse through the different things here before you download them. At least this way you can have a look at it, see if this might be something useful for you. And then if you want to download it, do you remember where to go? You go up to the top right corner here where it says Files, and then there's each of those different things that you can download. So let's check out one other thing here. Let's check out boxing rectangles. Oh, this looks pretty neat, kind of like a Sudoku thing. So I'm going to download this for my child. We've got boxing rectangles. I'm going to click on it to download. And then you see this one, it's open in a new tab. I'm going to click here on this download button to get it on my computer. I can choose where it's going to download to, click save, and there we go. Now I've got it on my computer. Awesome. So that is one of the biggest things about how to navigate this and how to find what you're looking for. And, again, don't be caught up in the grade level. If you think your grade 1 student would be interested in reading about beavers, hey, this says ELA 2, but don't worry about it. Let that grade 1 have a look at that book and have fun with it. So we've talked about the list view, the categories, the course codes, how to download the files. That's the basic stuff. If you've had enough, you can hit pause or close this window and tune out right here. But I did also want to tell you about some other more detailed things. We do have this Métis culture section, which is really cool. I know a lot of families have talked to me about wanting to get some Métis content for their kids, and this is a great place to find it. And the other things I wanted to tell you about are some communication features or different ways that you can talk with teachers and also talk with other homeschool families. So the first thing that we can look at here is messages, again in the top right corner, and I'm going to send a message. Now, you see I'm logged in here as Jay Johnson. This is my fake account as a learner, and I'm going to send a message to Tyson, my teacher. So now it's organized by last name, so you're going to need to know your teacher's last name. You can find that based on their email address. So my last name, M-O-N-K, and here we go. Oh, T Monk, there I am. And you can send me a message about math activities. Now, this might be useful if you've got a question about a certain activity, or if you have any other ideas. And let's just say, how do I do this? How do I do the boxing activity? All right, and then we can click send in the bottom here. So that's that. Now, the other thing is a very simple way to communicate with your teachers is just through email. Remember, you've got all of our email addresses or the address for the teacher that you work with, and that's maybe a quicker or simpler way to do it. but this is just another option. Now I'm going to click on Sasha up in the top left corner. That's going to take us back to our main page with all these courses. And another thing I wanted to show you was the calendar. So you might know that we've been working towards doing some small group lessons so that the kids can interact with each other a little bit more, share ideas. And I've put some of my group lessons on this calendar. So you can have a look and see what's going on for the week. And you can actually click on that lesson. There's a bit of a description here. And we've also included the link for the Zoom meeting there. So if you want to, you can copy that, paste it in your browser, and then you can actually join up with this class by using that information and getting on at 2 o'clock. So that's a pretty cool feature. I think this might get more things as we go forward. And the other thing I wanted to show you is the discussion board. So let's head back to the home page. Let's click on Sasha in the top left corner. And let's check out this discussion section. The cool thing about this is that it's a way that families can exchange information, share ideas with each other, and ask questions too if you want to. So I've made an example in here, when to see planets. Wow, something pretty cool. So I can click on that. And I've said here, hey, my son is in grade 6 learning about the solar system and science. And here's a website where we can find out when to view planets in the night sky. Let's check it out. I'm going to copy this link and let's see what that website looks like. Wow, cool. So if this is something that you or your kids are interested in, it shows you when you can see these different planets in the night sky. That could be great for the grade 6 science or some other areas if that's an area of interest. Now let's see if we can post something. Let's start a new topic. And I've had some people asking me about their kids keeping active. So let's see. Let's see what the other parents might say about phys ed activities. I'm having trouble keeping my child active this winter. Ooh, great. So now we can see everybody can see this topic. If you want to, you can have it for only specific people or private, but since I'm wanting to get information from other folks, I'm going to leave it so everyone can see it. Let's post. Oh, right on. And now other parents or other people can comment on this and say, hey, I found this great website, or here's another idea for you. Very cool stuff. So we see both of those are on there. And that is one great way for parents and families to connect and share ideas. So let's head back home. We can see that main page. Those are all the things that I wanted to share with you today. So just remember, when you're downloading something, you want to go up to this top corner. That's where you can download it. And when you need to go back to the main page, again, you can message your teachers this way. Personally, I recommend just doing it through email. We've got that connection nice and simple. And I hope you found this information useful. If you've got any questions, you can send me an email or a message, and hopefully I can answer those questions. And we're really looking forward to picking this up with all the families and hoping that everyone can really get a kickstart and a lot of great support from this tool. So thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.